Take two in 3, 2. Here we go, live once again with Chip Kelly, and this time he can hear me, the power of Zoom. Chip, it's great to have you with us. I want to start off with, what changes did you make to your recruiting pitch, knowing that all these guys that you're recruiting will not be playing in the Pac-12, but will be playing in the Big Ten?
I just think the exposure was the biggest thing that kids got excited about, playing in the Big Ten. Obviously, there's tremendous competition, with the 18 teams that are in the league right now, but also the fact that the TV package with being on linear TV, not being after dark, where a lot of the country doesn't get a chance to see you, playing in some of the primetime slots that are available that the Big Ten has, was a huge selling point for our players. And all of them, to a person, were excited about this opportunity to play Big Ten football.
How much does it matter to you that a kid coming to your program is an in-state kid?
Well, I think it matters because California football is really good. I usually coach at the University of New Hampshire and keep all the good kids home, but that would be two. In California, there's 10 million people in Los Angeles County, and the football around here, when you look at the Max Prep rankings and where Mater Dei and St. John Bosco and a bunch of the schools down here, Mission Viejo, Corona Central, there's so many good football players in just Southern California, not even Northern California. It's one of the states, when you talk about synonymous with great football, Texas, Florida, California. It's always important, and it's great that it's our backyard. So we're fired up about it. And we're fired up to really introduce to people that California is in the Midwest, and that's why we're in the Big Ten.
Well, let me ask you about one of those Midwest California products. Wide receiver Quasi Gilmer. What stands out with him?
Yeah. Special young man. First off, as a part of the recruiting process is an athletic evaluation, which was an easy thing to do. He's got tremendous hands. He's a great route runner. He's really tough. There's shots of him when he played defense. He didn't play much defense, but he's a tough, hard-nosed, physical kid. He's also a great person, and he's got a personality. It's infectious. You want to be around him. You just look at his commitment video, which was a take of one of LeBron's old Nike commercials. It kind of shows you his creativity and his mind, and we think we got a special one in Quasi.
Running back Cameron Jones. Why does he impress you?
Yeah. Oof. Cam is a beast. He's a big, physical football player. Played at one of the top high schools, not only in California, but in the country, at St. John Bosco. And when you go to watch him practice, which I've done, I go to Bosco every year for practice. He's tough. He's physical. Had a huge game against Mater Dei the first time they played him. He's a really, really downhill. He's a typical, if you really want to say it, old school Big Ten running back. And we're excited to have him because we know you have to run the ball to be able to be victorious in the Big Ten.
And what first got you interested in quarterback Carson Gordon?
Yeah, great athlete. He's the state triple jump record holder in the state of Texas. We know that the history of track kids in Texas, and he has the record for the triple. I think it's 52 and change. Tremendous athlete, smart, intelligent, played at a high school that has produced a ton of really, really good football players. At Episcopal High School down in Houston, they do a great job scheme-wise, and he calls a lot of things at the line of scrimmage. So he's not only a great athlete, he's a student of the game. So we were excited when we got an opportunity to get involved with Carson.
Chip, how do you describe the way that you see and use the transfer portal for your program?
Yeah, we've had a tremendous amount of success with the transfer portal. I think it's a tool that's available to student athletes that if they're not happy where they are, they get an opportunity to try to see if there's something else out there for them. I think the difference between transfer kids and high school kids is there's a little bit more sense of urgency from them. They only have a year or two left in their eligibility, so they're maybe not as much about the fluff than they are about what's the nuts and bolts of why you go to college. And we're about two things here. We're about books and ball. And we got kids that contact us once they go on the portal, or we reach out to them, that are very serious about the degree that they could attain here and very serious about the level of football that they want to play. So I think I like it because of the urgency that the recruits have coming out of the portal. And they're very crystal clear of what they're looking for. And if we can help provide that, then it's a great match. and the kids that we've had success with. Liatu Latu was the best defensive player in the country last year. He was a transfer for us. Our quarterback, Ethan Garbers, right now was a transfer, local kid that went away that came back home. Darius Muasat was our best inside linebacker and all-conference player. He was a transfer from Hawaii. So we've had a lot of success with kids in the portal. But I think that sense of urgency that they show up with, I like it. I like it a lot. And I think it's a great way to complement the high school kids that you bring in.
UCLA head coach Chip Kelly. Chip, thanks so much for your time, man. We appreciate it, and congrats on this great group.
All right, Mike. I feel like I'm no longer a rookie on the Big Ten Network, so I'm fired up to get going.